Most people assume some countries can never lose a war. Their military is powerful, their economy is huge. But history has a strange habit of surprising everyone. Even the strongest nations have faced moments where victory was not guaranteed. So here's a strange question to think about. What if a global superpower actually lost a war? What would happen next? Not just on the battlefield, but to the economy, the markets, and everyday people's money. If a powerful nation suddenly lost a major war, the first reaction might happen far away from the battlefield. Financial markets would react almost instantly. Investors around the world might begin selling assets out of fear and uncertainty. Stock markets could swing dramatically. Currencies might fluctuate within hours. For many people watching the news, this might look like numbers on a screen. But behind those numbers are retirement funds, business investments, and the savings of millions of ordinary people. One of the most powerful forces in any economy is confidence. People invest when they believe the future will be stable. Businesses expand when they expect growth. But losing a major war could shake that confidence dramatically. Investors might begin questioning global stability. Companies could delay major projects. Financial uncertainty often spreads faster than the conflict itself. Even people far away from the battlefield might begin to worry about jobs, savings, and the long-term health of the economy. Wars are incredibly expensive. Even before a conflict ends, governments often spend enormous amounts of money on equipment, logistics, and military operations. If a powerful country lost a war, the financial cost could be staggering. Billions, or even trillions, might already be spent. That money usually comes from government budgets and national borrowing. Over time, that debt doesn't just disappear. It can shape economic policy for years, affecting how governments spend money on infrastructure, healthcare, education, and other public services. After large government spending, leaders often face difficult financial choices. One common solution is raising taxes to help balance national budgets. If a major conflict ended badly, governments might need to collect more revenue over time. This could affect businesses, workers, and investors. Even small tax increases across millions of people can generate huge amounts of money. But those changes can also influence consumer spending, business investment, and the overall pace of economic growth. When governments spend large amounts of money during and after conflicts, inflation sometimes becomes a concern. Inflation happens when prices rise across many goods and services over time. If supply chains are disrupted and government spending increases simultaneously, the effect can become stronger. Everyday items such as food, fuel, and housing may slowly become more expensive. For many households, inflation can quietly reduce purchasing power, meaning the same amount of money buys fewer things than before. Currencies are strongly influenced by global confidence. If investors believe an economy may struggle in the future, they sometimes move money elsewhere. This movement can cause exchange rates to change quickly. A weaker currency can make imports more expensive because businesses must pay more to buy products from other countries. At the same time, exports may become cheaper for foreign buyers. These shifts can reshape trade patterns and influence how businesses operate internationally. Modern economies depend on complex supply chains connecting factories, ports, trucks, and stores around the world. If global tensions grow or transportation becomes less predictable, these systems can slow down. Shipping routes may change. Deliveries might take longer to arrive. Factories sometimes wait for essential components before production can continue. Even small delays can ripple across industries. Over time, shortages may appear in stores, and prices may rise as businesses try to manage limited supply. Energy markets react quickly to global uncertainty. Oil, gas, and electricity are essential to transportation, manufacturing, and everyday life. If supply routes are disrupted or markets expect shortages, prices can change rapidly. Higher energy costs affect almost every industry. Trucks transporting goods become more expensive to operate. Factories spend more to power machines. Airlines pay more for fuel. Eventually, many of these costs pass through the economy and appear in everyday prices. When uncertainty grows in the global economy, businesses often become more cautious. Companies may delay expansion plans or slow hiring decisions until the future becomes clearer. Investors may hold back funding for new projects. This doesn't always happen immediately, but over time the effects can spread. Slower investment can mean fewer job opportunities or slower wage growth. For many people, the economic impact of global events becomes most visible through work, income, and job stability. When uncertainty spreads across the global economy, businesses often slow down major decisions. Large investments require confidence about the future, and that confidence can disappear quickly during unstable times. Companies might delay building new factories, expanding offices, or launching large projects. Investors may become cautious and wait for clearer signals before committing money. This cautious behavior can ripple through the economy. When businesses move carefully, economic growth may slow, and opportunities for new jobs or innovation may take longer to appear. Modern technology depends on global cooperation. Smartphones, computers, and vehicles are built from parts manufactured in many different regions. If supply chains become unstable or trade slows down, technology companies may experience delays. Factories might wait longer for microchips or specialized components. Product launches may be postponed. Retail stores may receive fewer shipments. These delays can affect everything from electronics prices to the speed at which new technology reaches consumers around the world. International trade is one of the foundations of the modern economy. Goods travel across oceans and continents every day, connecting factories with consumers around the world. If economic uncertainty increases, trade activity can slow. Shipping companies may adjust routes. Businesses might order fewer products. Ports could process fewer containers. While these changes may seem small individually, together they can reduce the speed at which goods move through the global economy. Large conflicts often leave behind significant government debt. Borrowed money may help finance operations during difficult times, but those obligations remain long after events end. Governments must eventually manage repayment through taxes, spending adjustments, or economic growth. If debt levels grow too quickly, leaders may face tough policy decisions. Balancing public spending, economic recovery, and financial stability becomes a complicated challenge that can influence the national economy for many years. For many people, the real impact of economic shifts appears in everyday life. Rising costs for food, housing, transportation, and energy gradually reshape household budgets.